Hello yes, and welcome to today's maths video. Let's have a look at what we're going to be doing today. Right then, you'll be glad to hear that we have finished decimals, and today we're going to be moving on to percentages, and we're going to be looking at how to find 10% of an amount. Before we look at how to do that, let's have a think. What is a percentage, and where do we see percentages in real life? I've also included the symbol for percent here. Pause the video, have a think about those two questions. Right, let's have a look. Percent means per 100. So if we apply that to this here we have one red square out of 100, which means we have 1%. Here, how many red squares do we have? We have 10 red squares out of how many? 100, which means we have 10%. Now, let's use our knowledge of decimals and fractions and let's apply it to these two percentages here. Let's look at 1% first. We know that 1% means 1 in 100. How would you write that as a fraction and as a decimal? Pause the video and have a go now. As a fraction, 1 in 100 would be 1 over 100. And as a decimal, 1 over 100 would be 0.01. Can you apply that to this question then? What would 10% be as a fraction and as a decimal? Pause the video and have a go. Well, 10% would be 10 over 100 as a fraction, and as a decimal it would be 0.1. So you can see how we're using our previous learning of decimals and fractions and we can apply it to our new learning of percentages. Let's look at this one here. How many do I have in total? Well, I've got 50 out of my total 100, which means as a percentage, I've got what? I've got 50%. And you can see here for this one, I have got 25 green out of my whole, which is 100. So I've got 25%. So where in real life do we see percentages? Maybe you came up with some of these examples, and well done if you did. Our batteries, our phone batteries, our laptops, our tablets, especially now we're at home, we're using more technology for online learning. You're probably spending a lot of your time looking at your battery thinking, oh, do I need to plug in my charger? And you know, when you've got 100% battery, you're fine. You don't have to worry about your charger. But as you can see with these emojis here, as you go down the percentages, you start to think, oh, maybe I need to go and get my charger now. And by the time you only have 5% battery left, you know that your device is about to run out of charge. You might also see percentages on labels. If you have a look at a coat or a t-shirt or trousers or any clothes you've got in your room and you have a look at the label, you will see that that label normally contains a percentage of the material that it contains. So you can see here 70% cotton, 30% nylon. If I add 70 and 30 together, what do I get? I get 100%. So that tells me what material that item of clothing is made up of. You might see this in shops, 20% extra free. So what does that mean? Well, that means if I'd bought a normal size box with 100% in, but then if I buy this box, then I'm actually going to get 20% more on top. You might see this on food labels. If you go and grab a packet of crisps or something in your house which is in packaging, you will see on the labels where it tells you the amount of salt or fat or sugars. It will give you a percentage of your daily amount. So if you had a portion or your daily recommended amount of that, that would be 20% of the salt that you're allowed in the day. You might see on sales 40% off, so you know that you're going to get anything in that shop 40% cheaper. When you're older and you're looking at mortgages, you might have even heard of things like interest rates, mortgage rates 3%. And then this is something that hopefully you've seen a lot on your purple mash. If you've seen this here, 100%, that means you've marked it, that we've marked it, and you've got it all correct, whether that's 5 out of 5, 100%, 10 out of 10, 100%. So this is all the different places that we might see percentages in real life. Let's have a look then at our WALT. We're looking at how to find 10% of a number, and this is a nice, easy skill to do. To find 10%, we simply divide the amount by 10. So if I have this question here, 10% of 70, which means if we look at our monkeys here, we want 10% of the 70 monkeys. What do? Well, all we have to do is do 70 divided by 10, which we know is 7, which means 10% of 70 equals 7. So to find 10% of a number, what do? We divide by 10. And we can see that here, that 7 is equivalent to 10% of these monkeys. And if I had another 7, that would be 20%. Another 7, what would that be? 30%. Another 7, 40%. 50%. The next one, 60%. 70%. 80%. 90%. Then 100%. So to find 10%, we divide the amount by 10. Let's apply that to this question here. There are 100 crayons in a box, 10% are broken. How many are broken? And you can also use a bar model to help you. Pause the video, have a go now. Well, to work out the answer, hopefully you did 100 divided by 10, which means that 10 crayons are broken. And I know that because if I count my number of crayons, that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That is my full set of crayons with just the 10 here that are broken. Let's look at another question. Pause the video, see if you can answer this one. So this time I have 200 crayons, that's my total, and 10% are broken. What is the calculation? 200 divided by 10. What is 200 divided by 10? That is 20. Well done if you got that correct. Pause the video and now have a go at these questions by yourself. Okay, so if we have a look, 10% of 50, what calculation should you have done? 50 divided by 10. Well done if you got the answer of 5. 10% of 3, what calculation should you have done? 3 divided by 10. What should that be? 0.3. And the final one, 10% of 700, what's my calculation? 700 divided by 10. What does that give me? 70. Well done if you got that correct. So you know that to work out 10% of a number, all you need to do is divide by 10. I've got a challenge question here. What I would like you to do is pause the video now and you can have a go at working it out. You can send us your answer to the email or you can put the answer on the blog and we'll see if you get it right. Right, that's it for today's video, Year 6. If you have any questions about what we're doing today, make sure you send us an email and make sure that you complete the to-do. Have a great day.